For my first review of 2026, I'll be covering the 2025 instrumental album On Borrowed Time 2 from Oklahoma City rapper slash producer Stephen Gaines. The opening track, I'm Real, is an effective tone setter, starting with a chipper, low-key synth sequence and thumping bass line and leading into a loud, almost abrasive replication of the same sequence, these with buzzing, throwback synth beats. I'm Lost in a Box is one of the album's standout tracks, with its catchy synth-pop main melody and chord vocalization delivered in a grandiose, robotic manner, both of which will be staying rent-free in your brain for hours after your first listen. You're not the only one who feels like a shared experience of the trapped feeling already conveyed in the last two tracks. It features one of the quirkiest beats on the album with these animated, stuttering synths that literally sound like they're galloping over the song's combination of bass and what sounds like vibraphone keys. I Killed Myself sounds like good old-fashioned background music to a fight scene or gunfight from a late 90s to early 2000s action movie. The repetitive, looped approach to the production and the crunchy, compressed distortion of the bass, synths, and Super Mario's blip, yep, I caught that one, on the track 732, creates this odd sense of laser-sighted focus. Think Again and Sudden Death, the two longest songs on this album, sound like final music. The former has a noticeably industrial aesthetic to it, with its clanging sound effects and constantly squeaking synth chords. Sudden Death remarkably maintains its final round vibe throughout its 5-minute runtime, thanks to its entrancing blend of chirpy synth passages, snappy kick drums, and an absolute earworm in the form of this weird whooping sound that pops up around the 112 mark. On the track Desire, we treated to some dance floor-oriented retro 90s house grooves emanating from the song's bouncy bass line and peppy synth keys. Though I admire how straightforward Count Me In is, a part of me feels like it could have been fleshed out a bit more with an extra layer or two added to the overall production. Vape is better, though it was almost guaranteed to be the more pleasurable of the two, thanks to its eerie, psychedelic soundscape meant to convey the feeling of being under the influence. And then we have the fantastic album closer, Sunset Avenue, where Stephen treats us to an atmospheric, vaporwave-like ambient piece enveloped in these spacey, glitchy sound effects and driven by a soothing main melody delivered as both a synth lead and electric guitar riff. Overall, I had a great time with On Borrowed Time 2. It's easily Stephen Gaines' most accessible work to date, and yet it maintains the left-field experimental approach to his rapping, beat choices, and production that helped shape his discography over the past 5 years. And this is why I'm giving this album a 9 out of 10.